author Katie Nicholl joins us in the studio. Very good morning to you.
Good
you have
morning.
been absolutely flat out, like so many people, and we're very thrilled to have you in with us today, not least because your new book is out today, entitled The New Royals. What can we expect from this?
Well, you can expect, I think, a beautiful tribute, first and foremost, to Queen Elizabeth's reign, because it is Queen Elizabeth's legacy and the future of the crown. So I suppose it's a very topical book. Just picking up on what Cameron was saying about that beautiful image that the palace released, I think the start of chapter 12 in my book is the Queen's wish is to die at Balmoral. And, of course, that is where she died. And I think, you know, there's a lot of insight from people who knew her, people who worked with her over the years. And it's, you know, it is also a look forward, because this has been the most bizarre period of our history, these 11 days of mourning, this great sense of loss that we feel, whether you're a monarchist or not. This was a woman who devoted her life to duty and is the only monarch any of us have known. Yeah. But coupled with that sense of loss has also been a sense of celebration that it continues, that there will be a new reign in Charles III. So it is also a look forward to the future and what next for the monarchy.
But you've subtitled your book, Queen Elizabeth's Legacy and the Future of the Crown. Elaborate on that for us.
Well, exactly as it is. I mean, this is, I think, a nostalgic look back at this remarkable reign. But the focus is moving it forward now. That will become our focus. As we say, we have 7 more days of official royal mourning. And after that, we'll be looking to see what are the first things that the King is going to do in his reign. I mean, I don't think Charles is going to have a personality transplant. He's going to continue with the issues and the causes that he's been passionate about and that he's championed as Prince of Wales. But he's going to do it in a different capacity, as we saw at yesterday's funeral, and that very high profile that the Waleses now take. That's William, the new Prince of Wales, Catherine, Princess of Wales, and their children. It's all change for them. I think the success of the royal family has always been its ability to sort of be ahead of the curve, but never too far ahead, to gauge public mood, to know what to do next. And now that all lies in Charles's hands. It's a big burden.
Well,
huge responsibility.
It is.
It's a big burden, but you can see the support he's got. You can see how up to the job William would be, how Catherine would be.
Little
and
George
even,
there.
dare I say it, the grandchildren.
Absolutely,
Yes.
there they are.
Who, I mean, that little boy there, you can see responsibility on his shoulders. And she, what's her name?
Charlotte.
Charlotte is a mini Queen Elizabeth. I think she looks like Queen Elizabeth. I mean, it's as if she's born... Well, she
Telling
has
her
been born
brother to bow as well, God bless her.
Yeah.
Well, of course, the Queen made sure that with the heir and the spare, that if it was to fall to Charlotte, she wouldn't be overlooked for Louis. She would become Queen if, God forbid, anything happened to George. And so, you know, you see actually just in Charlotte and the significance of her being there, what the Queen did while she was alive, what she did for women. But yes, I think it was a very powerful image to have George and Charlotte there. And I know that William and Catherine will have thought about that very carefully. I mean, we all do, right? You don't think... You think carefully about taking a child to a funeral.
Agonised.
To take these children, who they very much shielded from the public spotlight, and put them right there would not have been a decision that they'd made lightly. But they knew it was a powerful image to send about the future of the crown.
I thought the children would do a little walk behind the coffin in the funeral procession. Thought that'd be fine. Or they would be part of one of the ceremonies. To be involved in that day for both of the ceremonies, incredible. And honestly, people were looking and saying, I mean, the admiration for the stoicism of the royal family, because that went on from 11 o'clock in the morning.
Did they have lunch? Serious
Never mind
question.
lunch.
Someone
Did they
asked
have
me that.
comfort breaks?
Did they even just stop? I mean, I think this is where that sort of royal training comes into practice.
You can't train, what, toilet training as well?
Well,
No, I'm trying to say, and everybody I know said they haven't had a break from 10:30, 11 o'clock or so this morning.
They have they have a remarkable stamina and a remarkable ability to keep going. I mean, I remember being with them, as she then was, the Duchess of Cambridge. We were travelling around Australia and New Zealand. And I thought, none of us have eaten. We've been on the go for about 8 or 9 hours here. And as her door opened for her, I noticed a little stack of Nutri-Grain bars. And, you know, they will grab something on the go. They're not going to stop and have a proper lunch.
Still go to the loo situation, and I'm being serious about it. Every woman I knew said, I couldn't hold on that long.
I'm sure they found a moment.
Yes, of course. A comfort break. It's all worked into the schedule, but you know, it was remarkable stamina. Not just yesterday. Look at the past week or so. It has been an extraordinary period, and very little time for private mourning. I mean, the next morning after the Queen's death, the new king was on a flight and travelling around the United Kingdom.
And I notice you're still dressed in black today in honour of that. But I just want to draw on a picture that was released by the royal family yesterday of the 5 that Her Majesty had been buried with, including her husband and her parents and her late sister. And you have a story in your book about Prince Philip and where he's been laid to rest.
Yes, I do, and I can talk about it now because the book is out on ebook today. But no, it was very interesting that when the Duke of Edinburgh was interred, it was into the royal vault below St George's Chapel. But where the Queen was buried yesterday was the King George VI Memorial Chapel, which is a smaller chapel within St George's, which is where her father and her mother and the ashes of her sister are buried. And they actually moved both coffins so that the Duke, the late Duke, and the late Queen were interred together. And what was so touching about that was that the Queen deliberately gave that instruction for her aides that Philip shouldn't be moved, because she knew that she wouldn't be long after. Oh,
it's just so lovely and so moving. A final thought, I just want to get your reflections. We've just heard the breaking news in the last few moments. The Department of Culture and Media and Sport have said just over 250,000 members of public filed past Her Majesty's coffin in Westminster Hall for the lying in state. What do you make of that number? Round about where you thought it would be?
Possibly a little under what I thought it might be.
Have we definitely confirmed that number? I just heard people tossing numbers about...
That was the Culture Secretary this morning.
Over 200.
Given that cue, the line, which had become a sort of entity in its own right in all of this, and I went down there, I met so many people there. It did look like more people, but you know, if that's the figure, that's the figure. I think. There would have been more had the Queen lay in state for longer.
I just want to know, does that include Holly and Philip, or were they counted on the VIP line? Are they in that? Is the VIP line included?
I think everyone is included in those numbers. Everyone is included in those numbers. But no, I thought actually it would probably be more. But you know, when you look at the crowds, particularly on the Long Walk yesterday, I mean, I've done royal weddings there. Of course, the late Duke's funeral, which was completely different because it was in COVID times. I've never seen the Long Walk look like that. I mean, the people that turned out, it was extraordinary. Every day I've been broadcasting down at Buckingham Palace, as have you, and you've seen those people. And I think this is a time where, whatever number it may be, the one thing that is certain is that the Queen brought people together in life. We saw that at her jubilees, at her birthday parades, and she brought people together in her death. I mean, she has united the kingdom.
Absolutely, and people wanted to do it. They wanted to do it.